At forward, six-man senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 24, Dallas Green. At forward, the 6'8" senior from Waldorf, Maryland, number 1, Rob Robinson. At guard, the 6-foot freshman from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 3, Felton Jones. And at guard, the 5'9" freshman from Madison, New Jersey, number 4, Karan Abraham. That's coaching the Colonials is Mike Rice. He is assisted by Andrew Toole, Jimmy Martelli, and Robert Bridges. Ladies and gentlemen, the Northeast Conference promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes focused on expecting.
So there you are, your starters for this contest. It's the first place Colonials, tied for first, against the third place St. Francis of New York Terriers, also tied for third. So a big long jam at the top of the standings. Here at the Soul Center, I'm Chris Baginski, and the man to my right is Ed Albert.
All right, Chris, let's get it on. As you know, defense has been at the forefront of RMU's latest winning streak, a common theme in 3 years since Mike Rice has been at the helm of your Colonials. And over the last 6 games, Robert Morris is holding opponents to a shooting percentage of just 35.7%. That's 109 out of 305, including 31.5%, 39 for 124 from beyond the arc. And thanks to that field goal percentage defense, RMU is allowing just 60.7 points per game over the last 6 contests. And as they enter tonight's game, leading the conference in both field goal percentage, 3.374, and three-point field goal percentage in defense, 0.324 in the league games, while the scoring defense is at 62.8 points per game, ranking 4th.
Thank you very much, Edzo. The opening tip-off will be Herman Rice versus Rob Robinson. Robinson, with his 3-inch height advantage, able to win the opening tap for the Colonials.
What a great way to get the game started as well.
Your starters for the Colonials, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24. Robinson, Nwigwe, Jones, Abraham, and Green. Right now with it, it's Karan Abraham, the freshman, into the low post, and Robinson backing in. Robinson turning and drawing the foul. That will be the first of the evening for Herman Rice. So Rob, as he is affectionately known, will go to the line to start this game and try and get the first points on the board for the Colonials.
And, you know, Chris, would be a great way to start the game off. You know, Colonials working hard. They go down deep, and unfortunately doesn't make it, but they were starting to that physical play very early on.
Physicality down low is something that any basketball team wants to establish. It's something that the Colonials have been able to establish throughout this whole year. So we will start off 1-0, the Colonials leading, as Robinson able to hit the back half of his 2-shot trip to the line. Now starting out for the Terriers, this is Akeem Bennett. And Bennett fouled going in, so the team's exchanging fouls. Bennett, 6'2", 180 pounds, out of Long Island. He's a swingman, able to play as both a guard and a forward.
So, Chris, very early on, both teams, you know, sending people to the foul line. You're going to have to see if, hopefully, the teams will be able to stay more disciplined, especially your Colonial team. Mike Rice will not be happy if the team takes, you know, fouls like this.
Bennett, much like Robinson on the other end, misses his first. Bennett averaging 14.5 points a game.
Knotted up at 1.
As we are knotted up at 1. Bennett right behind Cadell. Cadell leads the team in points and a traveling violation.
So give the ball right back to the Terriers. And this is not the way you'd like to see the Colonials start out.
St. Francis is a formidable opponent. The Colonials have been blowing out a lot of teams, but they're only able to defeat the Terriers by 4 on their home court. And there's a 3-ball from Bennett to start off the scoring from the field.
Just a great look by Bennett. He was able to get open there on the arc and just perfect form and drains the bucket, puts him ahead 4-1.
Over here to the near side to Abraham, who drains it.
Abraham, a beautiful look, Chris. The ball movement by the Colonials just worked to perfection on that possession. Work it right over, and that's Karan's sweet spot, as we've seen in multiple highlights from this season.
Here's Ricky Cadell. Over to Newton. And the sophomore guard will pass it to Bennett. Here's Ianni. To the near side, and Cadell. Cadell to Bennett. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Good defense by the Colonials so far. 2 seconds to shoot. Bennett puts it up, and it rolls out very close. And it's rebounded by Velton Jones, the redshirt freshman. Over to Mezi Nwigwe.
Nice shot there by Nwigwe, Chris. He was able to get inside of the arc there and work the man off by pulling up quickly and getting that shot off.
Cadell, and the ball is turned over.
Substitution now, Chris, in for the Terriers is number 30, Hakeem Johnson. Taking a seat will be, number 33, Herman Rice.
Herman Rice already picked up 2 fouls, one defensively and the one you saw just there offensively. So Velton Jones will take it up court for the Colonials as Newton is manned up on him. Jones using a screen to Nwigwe. Now here's Abraham. Abraham, good ball movement back to Jones. Jones to Abraham for 3 again with 1 second on the shot clock. He gets it.
The Colonials, it looked like with that shot clock winding down, Chris, they weren't going to be able to get it off. But thanks to some good ball movement, they were able to work around the arc and almost just work it all the way back around from where they started and back around again for Abraham to get that shot off. And he nails the 3 again.
6 points already for Abraham, 2 for 2 from three-point land. Now here's Newton inside to Johnson, who is already relieving Rice in the opening 3 minutes of this ball game. Hakeem Bennett. Here's Ricky Cadell. Cadell with 3 seconds on the shot clock. That shot no good, rebounded by Abraham.
A great rebound by Abraham. You saw Cadell try and charge into the, charge down deep into the paint. Not able to get there, and right there for the rebound, the Colonials were, and turned it into some offense here, but not able to get anything going.
And a big rebounding battle underneath the basket. It's eventually won.
Take a look at your hometown replay here.
By St. Francis.
There you see the missed shot, and the Colonials just not able to put it back, and the foul comes.
Here's Bennett. It's a very slow pace so far, attacking-wise, for the Terriers. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Both teams using most of the time they've been allotted so far in these last few possessions.
Ianni loses it. It's picked up by Nwigwe. Gets it off to Robinson. Robinson on the break to Dallas Green.
Oh, beautiful pass, Chris. Rob Robinson sees the streaking Dallas Green down the left side, works it to him, and Green, well, he knows how to finish that play and finishes off with a slamma-jamma. Thank you, Mama.
And the folks at Plum go wild. I wonder if Lanny heard that one over on the sideline. Here's Ianni. To Bennett. Back to Ianni. Goes over. And this is Coyote Ianni.
Good pressure there by Robinson, Chris, to come out and pressure Ianni, make him move that ball.
Cadell for 3. Shot clock winding down again. There was 4 left this time. The Colonials rebound. They're back the other way. Jones to Green again.
Oh.
Green can't finish. Johnson rebounds. Now Newton quickly back the other way. That one put in sweetly by Coyote Ianni. 11-6, the Colonials leading, 15:08 to go. It has been a well-paced game so far. Not a lot of calls from the officials after the early going.
And both teams still being able to be physical as well, Chris. Lots of pressing down in the paint as you see Robinson come up with another 2-pointer there. Both teams working their game plans to perfection, and it's still staying a close game.
And we've got 4 Colonials ready to check in, interestingly enough, underneath the scorers table. But for the meantime, here's Justin Newton inside to Bennett. Bennett does not get the shot, but he will go to the line for 2.
Brian Nash not very happy with that. So we get our first media timeout here. Let's take a look at the hometown replay quickly. Nothing going there, but right now 13-6 in favor of your Colonials. But as I was saying, Brian Nash, the head coach for the Terriers, not very pleased with what just transpired there on the court. And you'll take a look here at why, and it's Rob Robinson putting that ball in the net.
It's worth pointing out that Brian Nash has used 9 different starting lineups, and he's had to because of some of the injuries he's had. But throughout the course of the season, not very consistent when it comes down to who he puts on the floor to start the game. The Colonials, meanwhile, seem to have settled onto who their starters are.
Yeah, you know, Coach Rice has really, you know, honed in his guys. He's got his 3 seniors out there and 2 freshmen coming out of the gates, and pretty much has been the same starting lineup all year. And why mess with something that's working right now? You guys, like we mentioned, the redshirt freshman in Velton Jones and Karan Abraham, they're both clicking away, doing some of the best work on the team. And then your seniors, they've proved themselves. Rob Robinson, Mezier Nwegwe, and Dallas Green, who hit that shot in the Northeast Conference Championship game last year. I mean, can't really argue with that lineup and the way it's putting up here on the winning streak.
Karan Abraham will be the only person to stay on the floor that was previously on. Now we've got Gary Wallace out there, as well as Corin Williams, the freshman out of Midlothian, Virginia. And then we also have Russell Johnson out of Chester, PA. He's a redshirt freshman. A lot of youth on this team.
Gus Johnson, one of the announcers for CBS.
And then there's, of course, as we're trying to get a good look at the angle here, some of the players as they're lined up.
Number 25, Brad Peel, also on the court there, Chris, the freshman as well, out of New Knoxville, Ohio.
And I think we've got them all as the game restarts. This is Gary Wallace.
So far, the Colonials, 62.5% from field goal range, doing a much better job than St. Francis, only hitting at 40% right now.
Wallace over to Johnson. Johnson for 3, just a bit short. You could see that when it was going up, and now it is rebounded by Newton. Johnson underneath, gets the shot, and the foul.
And he gets the foul. Chris Johnson will go to the line. Now 13-9, and this could put them in a great position to bring it into a 1-possession game.
All they need to do now is finish up this 3-point play. We'll see if Johnson can do that.
Nwegwe going to come back into the game for the Colonials.
So Mezier taking a short breather. They've got him mixed up on Ricky Cadell. So perhaps a defensive move by Mike Rice here. See if Nwegwe able to shut down Cadell. But here's Wallace. Wallace with a good spin move. Almost loses the ball, but he's able to keep it in.
Now he's going to try and set it up here, Chris. Let's see what they can get going. Tried to work it inside, just not a very crisp pass, and not able to be handled by Josiah Whitehead.
Cadell keeping the feet moving, kicking it back out. Here's Perunic. And now for 3. That shot rattling out from Bennett. Now Green off to Johnson.
And the foul.
And Johnson gets that and a hard foul. He'll go to the line. Or will he?
Offensive foul. Let's take a look at the replay here.
It was an offensive foul indeed. And that is already his 2nd of the game. So now here's Bennett.
Oh, great defense there by Mezier Nwegwe to get his fingertip in there and deflect it, and here he comes.
Nwegwe now on his own side of the court. That pass able to be rescued by Wallace.
You see Mike Rice right now telling his players to settle it down. you know, not get so aggressive. They're kind of being real speedy right now, not thinking about what they can do. And there you see Johnson able to settle it down and come up with the 2 points. The coach knows best.
And we've got a foul called on Johnson.
Again.
We'll have to confirm that because it's difficult to believe, but yes, his 3rd foul already.
Wow. Not sure how that one's a foul there, but he's gonna be replaced by Velton Jones, who comes back into the game. That's some, I can't agree with that call right there, Chris.
According to the production truck, they're saying it was a retaliatory push. Hard to see from our angle, but we'll take their word for it. Perunicic.
That one will not count.
As a shot well after the whistle, not to mention it was on the Terriers.
Terriers foul number 30, Akeem Johnson, his first for 3rd against St. Francis.
Johnson now, Akeem Johnson for the Terriers takes his first. As now Velton Jones and his Colonial crew set up the play.
And here's Nwigwe. Inside, and Peel's shot unable to fall. But it's still contested, that ball loose, and it's gonna be a held ball.
It'll go to St. Francis as they now have control of the possession arrow. They'll get control of the ball now, but the Colonials get the arrow, and now coming back into the game for the Colonials, Rob Robinson and Dallas Green. You see Peel, he'll head to the bench along with Josiah Whitehead.
So the starters are back on.
Here, we'll take a look at the
Gary
replay,
Wallace.
Chris. See the pass there. And there is Peel, puts that up, and then I would come down with it, and then just tried to get in there, and referees call for the jump ball.
So Wallace is out there instead of Abraham, but other than that, the other 4 starters on the court. That one hitting the underside of the basket, and now here's Nwigwe. To Jones, Nwigwe trying to find Robinson, but it will go out. 11:45 to play in the first half.
Again,
15-10, the Colonials leading in this very physical game, Ed.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. Again, just real quickly before we send it to break, Mike Rice again trying to tell his guys to settle it down and not get in such a hurry, take their time, and, you know, take a look around, see what they got.
Back after this on the RMU Sports Network.
I'm Jake Toman, Master Control.
I'm Clark Carnes, Senior Advisor.
I'm Molly Stoffen, Technical Director.
I'm Jake Neal, Audio Technician.
I'm Landon Klein, Shooter Editor.
I'm Tom Flynn, Teleprompter Operator.
You're watching Colonial Sports Center.
And you're watching Colonial Sports Center.
And you're watching Colonial Sports Center.
And this is Colonial Sports Center.
You're watching Colonial Sports Center.
And you're watching Colonial Sports Center.
I'm Chelsea Fry, Floor Director, Colonial Sports Center.
All right, guys. Robert Morris is currently riding the 6-game win streak coming into tonight's game, and over those 6 games, they're currently averaging around 29 points per game in the paint. So look for Robert Morris to try to throw the ball inside into the bigs and score in the low post. Back to you guys.
All right, Lanny, we'll certainly look for that in this one. As right now, it was another Colonial foul. This one, the second to Mezier Nwigwe.
So Chris Nwigwe for the Colonials getting the most time out there so far in this half. Only 1 for 2 now from the field.
Dangerous inbounds pass. It went right over the hand of Velton Jones, who didn't seem to know exactly where it was. But now the Terriers and Bennett. Nice dish to Johnson, and that's 2.
It's a beautiful pass inside. Johnson able to get down there and in and just put that ball home nice and easily. Not contested very much, and hopefully the Colonials will be able to work on that.
Now here's Jones inside to Robinson. Robinson turns, gives to Wallace, and Wallace can't get it.
And step, as they're going to say, Bennett had the ball, stepped out. Going to give possession back to the Colonials, Chris. Got a replay of this, Chris. Let's take a look here, see what happened. You see them fighting for the ball, and there, oh, that's a close play right there.
Brian Nash respectfully disagreeing with the officials.
Very understandable as well.
And another battle underneath. We've seen
and that one off the Colonials.
Quite a few of those lately, and that usually is how it turns out underneath that basket.
Oh, we got a guy down here, Chris. He's clutching looks like his calf or his knee. That's number 15 for the Terriers, Justin Newton. He's down hard. Trainer coming out to attend to him. Looks like it's his knee.
Now Newton they have in for mostly defensive purposes, averaging 2.2 steals per game. So the 6-foot sophomore guard out of Brooklyn, New York would be a big loss if he could not play in this game any further, especially, as I mentioned, on the defensive side of the court. Some of the Robert Morris trainers coming now.
He was already hurt because he just returned to the lineup back on December 8th against Hartford. So already having an injury this season and played his best game that time and is just 4 for 17 from the floor over his last 7 games.
Oh, he doesn't seem to want to straighten that right leg.
Yeah, this looks like he could be down pretty bad. Looks like this could be pretty bad. Got 10:41 left here in the first half, 15-12 right now. Your Colonials ahead. And Chris, so far it's been one of those games that's kind of not found what type of game it's going to be yet, because at some points we've had spurts where, you know, the action has been back and forth very quickly, and then at other times, you know, the teams have kind of settled it down and played some situational ball and let the shot clock run down a lot of time.
It's been at times a speedy game, and then at times a very physical, slow, grinded out game. And right now, as you said, the game not quite finding exactly what it wants to be, but
Newton up, but he's not being able to put hardly any pressure on that. They're helping him off. Does stand up, but looks very, he's not walking on that leg. They're carrying him off that leg, not touching the ground, not able to put any weight on it, but looks like he's in a lot of pain.
We'll keep an eye on the situation, but
yeah, we'll have our reporter Lanny Klein will be down there on that story, and hopefully we'll be able to check in with him soon about the situation on Newton.
But right now, Ed, it looks very unlikely that he'll return to this game the way he is treating that right leg.
Yeah, just by the way, you can see the trainer taking a look at it and not being able to support him. I'd say it's about time to pack it in for him.
Referee's having a bit of a discussion, and now Akeem Johnson, the freshman for St. Francis, will inbound the ball, start us off again. And here's Bennett. Bennett to Johnson. Johnson heading off to Perunicic, and that one right towards Dallas Green. Now Wallace and Jones was trying to feed that one into Robinson. Looked like it went off a foot or a leg, but
yeah, Jones trying to feed that ball down inside the paint to Robinson, and it just goes off of the St. Francis player. Luckily for the Colonials, they're able to get the ball right back.
Now here's Jones to Wallace, trying to go inside the Green. Green on the floor.
Colonials with the possession
and
arrow.
Another one. Another held ball, and that was a good move to force the held ball situation.
Chris, Brian Nash yells in to Akeem Johnson, number 30. Very loud. I could even hear him through the earphones. Johnson get off the floor. Not happy with the play of Johnson there, but we have to take a break here on the RMU Sports Network. We'll be right back with the remainder of the first half. It's Robert Morris 15, St. Francis 12.
Mr. Producer, you had 2 late tape rolls and the audio was late 4 times or so. Prime Cuts definitely got the best of you tonight.
Prime Cuts? Prime Cuts? Prime Cuts Theater? They are who we thought they were! That's why we went live! If you want to crown them the best show on campus, then crown them! But they are who we thought they were! We let them off the hook!
Mr. Spencer, one question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why are you shirtless?
Good question. Spencer out.
So for Chris Baginski, I'm Ed Albert. We'll see you right back here next week on Colonial Sports Center. Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
And that's a wrap.
Anything is possible!
At least he kept his pants on this time.
Hi, I'm Chris Walker, producer of RMU Live. Here at RMU Live, we take bringing you world, national, and local headlines very seriously, but even more so than those headlines, we need something else, viewers like you. So with just a 20-minute donation of your time, you can watch students present the news from right here on campus. So tune in, RMU Live, Tuesdays at 5:30.
Hi there, I'm Johan Blitzker, host of Prime Cuts Theater.
For some people may call you.
Blitz Geiger. Brian Spencer. How's it going? May I continue? Well, it depends, like the underwear. On what? Depends on whether you could tell this wonderful viewing audience to watch Prime Cuts Theater, midnight, Fridays and Saturdays.
Ooh, you know what else you should tell them about? That good-looking Canadian guy that's on there, eh?
This is true. Who are you? You guys have got to be kidding me. You know what? I'm done. Done. Screw this. Done. Where are you going, Blitzkragel?
Hey, Hoser, you know how I know you're mad? Because your head glows like a moon ring.
Here's a replay of that incident that led to the held ball and to the frustrations of Brian Nash.
Now they set up for the inbound after the timeout.
And it looks like
up here.
Wallace will be the man inbounding. And he finds Abraham, who actually has his nose stuffed as he took a knock earlier. And we've got a blocking foul underneath. It's the second foul on Akeem Johnson.
And after what you heard from Brian Nash, you thought he'd be out of the game. He comes out now after that foul, but thought he would have been out before then.
Richard Clark out of Berkshire, England, actually coming in.
Your neck of the woods, Chris.
That's why I pronounced it Berkshire and not Berkshire.
Oh, nothing gets by you.
6'9" sophomore. Plays at center, so they expect some big presence down in the low post from him.
Puricic takes his first foul of the evening.
Now Abraham visiting the line. First one is good. Abraham, a very accurate shooter, and that includes at the free throw line. And he hits both of them.
So puts his Colonials up 17-12 now. And, you know, the Colonials not, very different look here, not able to pull away like we've seen them be able to do in a few games this year, keeping it close, and you expect that against an opponent who's ranked 3rd in the conference and you're 1st.
The basket will count from Clark, and it will be a foul for Velton Jones, his first of the evening.
So Clark and his Mohawk go to the line and make the shot.
Well, nothing gets past you. It was very evident that his Mohawk went with him to the line. as here's Felton Jones. And Green trying to set something up, but it goes out.
They try to work it down low there into the paint of Green, and just not able to convert it into anything right there. The defense of the Terriers just clogging up the room there, and Colonial's not able to get the go, and the Terriers create the turnover.
Here's Akeem Bennett, Ricky Cadell, NBA three practically, and that one rebounded by Green.
Yeah, and there you see just how much the height plays into an advantage, as Gary Wallace not able to come down with the three-pointer there.
Cadell rebounding that one, and now we've got a back and forth game again. Nice dish to Bennett. That shot way too far off the mark. Ianni struggling underneath for it, and a held ball as he's in a struggle with Wallace.
Yep, and again, the possession arrow now back in favor of the Terriers, so they'll get to keep it, and the Colonials will get the arrow again.
So they'll keep it, but the shot clock will be at 25. 8:45 to go in the first half. It is 17-15 Colonials, and what has been a very entertaining first 11 minutes and change. Bennett calling a play. Now here's Cadell. Cadell trying to get around Abraham and drawing an offensive foul.
Yeah, you could clearly see the charge there. And I think Abraham went back a little easier than you typically would see a player, but definitely draws the foul and gets the possession back to the Colonials. You take a look at the replay here, and you'll see exactly what I'm describing here. Watch Cadell, and it's not, I don't think that's what we wanted to see right there, but we get back to action.
Jones looked like he took a bump as he was trying to get that one up. And now back the other way is Cadell. Cadell loses it, and Abraham loses it, and he is fouled quite blatantly by Perunicic.
Abraham looks like he might have something, yeah, it looks like he might have been bleeding in his nose or something from a scuffle. He's got it plugged up there to stop the bleeding while he's out on the court.
If I had to say so, Ed, I think it was the reason why he was taken off earlier. Second foul from Ricky Cadell.
So as Abraham goes to the line,
first one's good. Lead back up to 3 for the Colonials. Make it 4.
So Abraham now 4 for 4 from the line tonight. He's doing his part to keep the Colonials in the game, as it's now 19-15. Still just a 4-point game, though.
Clark over to Bennett. Now Bennett trying to feed it inside to Ianni. Shot too high off the glass. Clark can't keep it in, and it will go back to the Colonials. That'll bring a substitution for the
looks
Colonials.
like before we go to break here.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm my dog.
Northeast Conference. All right, guys. I just have an injury update on Justin Newton. Looks like a left knee injury to him. It doesn't look like he's going to be coming back anytime soon. He's sitting over there on the side of the bench by himself, so don't expect him to return anytime soon. Back to you guys.
Well, Chris, as we had expected, not going to see a return for Justin Newton.
The injury didn't look good when it first occurred, and first impressions proved to be absolutely right in this case. But now back on the court. Josie Whitehead underneath to Nwigwe. Just a bit too hard. Bennett rebounds, and it's back the other way quickly now. Bennett to Ianni. Ianni the shot and the foul. So that makes it 19-15 now. And the foul. So as you can see, Mike Rice not too pleased as we're trying to work out exactly what happened here. But we have points on one side of the floor, followed by free throws on the other side of the floor.
Foul coming after the bucket, Chris, and so awarding the free throws for the Colonials.
And Ianni, the one picking up the foul for the Terriers. Brad Peel sinks the first half of the 1-and-1. So the lead 21-17 for the Colonials now, 7:12 to go in the first half. And another turnover by the Terriers. This is certainly not the way that you would expect to beat a team that's leading the conference, Ed.
Yeah, you see that turnover there by Stefan Perujicic, and you know, the Colonials right now, it looks like it's been a really close game. I wouldn't have expected, I mean, I know the Colonials first in the conference, you see the Terriers third, but you didn't think they would be able to be pressed up this tightly and kept this much contained. The Colonials not been able to force their game plan as much as they'd like.
Bennett with a great move, but he's not able to sink it. Now here's Abraham, and
charging into the media table there.
And not exactly establishing his position was Akeem Bennett, and he will pick up a blocking foul.
Yeah, becoming very friendly with Chris Shevlin down there.
Friendly man, that Chris Shevlin, but not sure if Bennett
he
wants
wanted to get
meet
acquainted
him.
with Mr. Bennett.
Taking a look at the foul situation, 7 fouls for the Colonials, so they're in the penalty. But 9 fouls for the Terriers, so they're 1 away from the double penalty. So Karan Abraham gets the first.
He hits it again.
And the second. They've been sending him to the line quite a bit, and he's been making them pay. 23-17 now, 6:38 to go. Ricky Cadell to Perunicic.
And Chris, as we talked about in the open of the show, Karan Abraham leading the conference in the free throw percentage, 87.4%. Done nothing tonight to negate that first place ranking.
And when he steps back a foot or two and decides to shoot for 3,
he's pretty good at that.
He's quite accurate. But it'll be Ricky Cadell back at the line. And it will be Abraham, who we were just mentioning, ironically enough, picking up his first foul. First shot good from Cadell. Cadell gets the second. Ricky Cadell, as we mentioned, the 3rd leading scorer in the NEC. Those were his first 2 points of the evening.
Cadell so far this year, Chris, hitting free throws at a 67.7% rate.
Jones fouled underneath. He will go to the line. And that's the 10th.
Quite a nice turnout here this evening, Chris, for this game, as you see quite the crowd as we take a look here at a replay. And there you see as Jones fouled, trying to put that ball through the bucket. And he'll head to the line here, and here he is.
But you are right, this is a great turnout, especially for a Saturday night, because Pittsburgh does offer quite a few things you can do on a Saturday night, and this is a college where a lot of the students happen to live near their houses, or they happen to either commute or live nearby. So a lot of people on the weekends sometimes decide to head back home. And with more on Colonial basketball, we have our very own Lanny Klein.
Lanny, what do you got?
All right, guys, we just saw Karan Abraham hit a couple of foul shots a couple minutes ago. He's actually the leading foul shooter and maker on this team, Robert Morris. and he's the first freshman to ever do that for this team in their 34-year history. So back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Lanny. Did not know he was the first freshman to lead the team in that. So very good piece of information from Lanny Klein there.
And we've got a foul underneath off of Perunicic's missed third or three-point shot, I should say. Which makes it, that'll be the second foul assessed to Dallas Green. Dallas Green, the senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana. So you'd think he'd have to be quite happy about the teams playing in Super Bowl 44 this next Sunday.
Yeah, you'd think so. Hopefully he'll see guys like Peyton Manning and get the job done out there. And how about a local boy, Pat McAfee, a kicker, former kicker of the Plum Mustangs. He's also on that Colts squad.
Unfortunately, he went to WVU, but...
Well, yeah, well, you know, you can't win them all, Chris.
True that. Neither could WVU. Score,
I guess that's not really fair, seeing as how we're both Pitt guys sitting here.
The score of 13-9 comes to mind.
25-19, Chris, the score right now, as our producer mentions how much he hates Penn State.
Ah, yes, Joe Paterno, fair man. Too bad he doesn't want to play his true rival. But we'll go back to this game, and it's Bennett who has the ball.
Campus, we digress.
Yes. Cadell traveling. Mr. Ed Albert, it takes a lot to get me to laugh on there that hard, but you did it successfully.
All right, well, I think I'm done. We got the replay going. I was just about to step out for the evening. I've accomplished my job, but here you see Cadell getting that ball back, and as he drives, you see the foul.
And if I can maintain my composure, this is Dallas Green, or pardon me, that's Gary Wallace. And that is Abraham
close.
missing his shot, but Whitehead underneath puts it in.
Josiah Whitehead right there underneath for that offensive rebound, and it pays off being in the paint, getting physical, picking up that ball and getting 2 points out of it. And we got a travel.
That was Whitehead's first points of the night. And now we'll be heading back the other way. 27-19, the Colonials leading. It's been a back and forth affair. The Colonials have held the lead for pretty much the entire game, but they have also had that lead.
Yeah, we take a look here at the replay as we're in a St. Francis timeout. It's actually there, you see it right there.
That's the reason why the Colonials have the ball. They call that traveling. As Mike Rice trying to give his troops support, 4:47 to go in this half. Colonials do have the 8-point lead. But the Terriers still in this one, a few bounces, and it could be a completely different ball game.
Yeah, much closer game than we saw earlier on in the women's matchup between the Colonials and the Terriers, and this one here proved to be much more entertaining. Although seeing the Colonials with a 30-plus point victory also entertaining in its own right.
Entertaining in a different sort of way, though, but this game could prove to be entertaining from a neutral standpoint. As inside, Rob Robinson.
Good kick out there. Makes this play able to be possible, and let's see if they can make something of it.
The Wigway back inside to Robinson.
And he gets
Shot
the foul.
And the foul.
So Robinson will head to the line, Chris. He's 1 for 2 for the night as we take a look at the replay. Watch the pass inside there to Robinson. Posts up there, puts it in the basket, and draws the foul. Goes to the line. Let's see if we can get some more points on the board for the Colonials. It's now 29-19.
The lead up to 10 for the first time tonight. It'll remain at 10 from that one as Ianni pulls down the rebound. And now here's Cadell, who's been silent for the night. Short of those 2 points he picked up at the free throw line. Now here's Bennett. Here's Clark for 3, his shot short.
Whitehead outward.
Bennett fighting for it and introducing himself to some spectators in the first few rows is Gary Wallace.
Whitehead not able to get there underneath the basket and get that ball out of the way, and then you saw Wallace have to chase it. Take another look here. As you see, well, actually not the one we wanted here as we go back to live action.
And Clark out to Bennett. Bennett will set up a play. And he'll decide to just shoot for three. Clark trying to tip it out, and
out on Gary Wallace there.
Wallace trying to take it in, but he couldn't.
Belton Jones gonna come back into the game for the Colonials, and we're gonna take this opportunity to step away here on the Colonials Basketball Network. Right now, your Colonials in front, 29-19 over the visiting St. Francis of New York Terriers. We'll be right back after this.
Yes, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Back here at the Soul Center, 3:39 remaining in the first half. The Colonials leading the Terriers 29-19. And it'll be St. Francis who has the ball here, namely Akeem Bennett. Over to Perunicic, just able to keep his balance, keep the ball in, but it goes right to Velton Jones. And now there's Nwigwe, he can't finish, and it's Ianni who pulls it in. Now Bennett back the other way quickly. Long pass over to Perunicic, who sinks it.
Gives Perunicic, Chris, his first points of the evening, only his second attempt.
That cuts the lead down to 29-22 in favor of the Colonials. Abraham to Nwigwe, to Jones for three. Trying to get the lead right back to 10, but he can't. And it's rebounded by Ianni. Bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, Ianni right there, Chris. Not sure what they were saying there between he and Bennett, but both of them not quite sure what happens, but they do get the ball down the court.
Cadell, tipped by Abraham, it'll go out. So St. Francis will keep it with 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Dallas Green and Gary Wallace coming back in for the Colonials. As Nwigwe will have a seat along with
another player also coming on. And here is Bennett with 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Bennett driving, putting it up. That shot no good, but he's able to fend off three Colonials and get the shot.
Wow, Bennett just outworks Gary Wallace, Dallas Green, and Velton Jones right there underneath the bucket, takes it away, gets the rebound, and then puts it back up. You'll take a look here at the replay. Watch this. He's gonna drive, puts it up, no good, and just outworks four Colonials actually right there for the ball, gets the bucket and the foul as he heads to the line. Bennett, an unbelievable individual effort right there. No.
So it is now 29-24. We agree with what the producer just said over our headsets, as it is a 5-point lead for the Colonials. And both coaches will talk with their players before the free throw, the attempt for the three-point play for the Terriers. Both teams in the double penalty, so any fouls from here on out in the half.
See Bennett putting his contact back in. Can't shoot your free throws without contact, right? You got to be able to see what you're doing.
But could it also be a delaying tactic?
Maybe a veteran move, could you say, by the junior?
It's very possible.
Bennett, of course, the 6'2" guard / forward out of Long Island, New York. Checking in at 180 pounds is what he's listed.
averaging a beyond solid 4 assists a game. Try to cut into the lead, and it's down to 4 following that one.
So Chris, a 2-possession game now shaping up as we're down to 2:15 left here in the half. Boy, it's going to be a tough one.
And Robinson, ball is tipped out of bounds. They'll stay with the Colonials, 26 on the shot clock. Wallace will inbound. Now here's Jones. Abraham back to Jones. Robinson covered pretty well inside. He was looking his way. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Now here's Abraham. Abraham inside to Whitehead. Turnaround jumper, good.
Wow, fantastic jumper there by Josiah Whitehead. Just able to get that ball, turn very quickly, and the jumper, and it goes right down.
Here's Perunicic.
Fantastic.
Now here is Cadell. Cadell driving, kicking it out to Bennett.
Well,
Bennett has to move around Robinson.
He made a nice move there to get away, but he wasn't able to come
Here's
up with
Whitehead.
the play.
Oh, Robinson trying to finish it up, but a foul.
The foul, I think, was called on the Whitehead play, so Robinson's dunk attempt would not have counted.
You can give him an A for effort, but it's going to be Robinson at the line.
It was on the Robinson play. We'll take a look at the replay. Let's see here which contact they're going to call. Ooh, that's too late in the play there to be able to see that. Robinson just not able to get the free throws to go tonight.
Bit cold from the free throw line. But we'll see if he can shake that off. He can't though, but here's Whitehead, putting
right
it back.
So Whitehead eventually gets the 2 points that he wanted in the first place.
Much quicker than it would have taken the other way. As we wind to a minute to go.
33-25 now.
Terriers are going to want that lead to be a bit smaller before they head into the locker room. We'll see if they can do it. Clark for 3. Looked like somebody got their fingertips on that ball. Not the prettiest three-point shot, and the Colonials backfiring the other way.
Oh, wow.
Robinson, and that's
Chris,
a foul.
What fast pace there. Velton Jones just flying down the right side of the court there. Quickly dishes it to Robinson. Oh, I don't think I've seen a Colonial go that fast in a while. And take a look at the replay here. Just watch him come flying and just send that ball over to Robinson before it's deflected away. And he'll get a chance now, Will Jones, at the line because of it.
Clark with his second foul. So Velton Jones at the free throw line. First one is good. From the redshirt freshman out of Philadelphia.
I'll take anyone tonight over Rob Robinson at the line, Chris. You can see Coach Rice not happy about this. The jacket off already early in this game. And I know, I'm not sure how many of you have seen, there's been a documentary on it. And you know, as you know from that, you starts getting testy once the jacket comes off. That's when you know he's really gotten fired up.
Lane violation, he's gonna have another shot. But he can't get that one, much to his chagrin. Now here's Cadell. Small difference between the shot clock and game clock. Now doesn't matter, the Colonials have it back. And they will play for the last shot of the half. They have the 9-point lead, 34-25. Fixing his shoes at the middle of the court is Velton Jones.
They're just gonna try and get the last shot off here, Chris, as now it's down to 18, 17, 16 now. Colonials looking for the last shot. Mike Rice waiting, looks like give him the go-ahead. There he goes. 7.
Here's Jones, 5 seconds. Jones working off a man. That ball loose, 1 second. Wallace.
Oh.
And you don't see that every day.
No, you don't.
If we can get a shot of that, but the ball lodged between the backboard and the hoop.
34-25. Gonna get, here we go. All righty, looks like Lanny Klein's got the interview with Mike Rice. Lanny,
All right,
Lanny,
Coach, you
what do
guys have a 9-point lead going into half. How do you guys keep that lead and win this game in the second half?
I just think when we make our runs, we can't stop ourselves. We've had too many silly turnovers. We've had fouls. It just things that we can control. We're not doing a very good job. So hopefully we'll do a better job of getting out of our own way in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Lanny. Boy, Coach Rice, didn't sound like it was such a bad half, from our perspective. Chris, you watch it, it's 34-25, but Coach Rice not too pleased with his team with all the fouls that have been taken.
There was the shot that got stuck.
Yeah, pretty, no reason really to see that one again.
But a little bit amusing. But the Colonials, 34-25, the Colonials leading over the St. Francis of New York Terriers. It's been an entertaining game so far. And as we take a look at a replay sponsored by Hometown Pizza, homemade in your hometown.
And Chris, while we have a chance, just got the totals in here for the first half. You see, for the Terriers, they're 8 for 23 from the field, 34.8% from the three-point line. They're 2 for 10 at 20%. And if you look at the Colonials, they're 41.7%, 10 for 24 from field goal range, and from beyond the arc, 2 for 6, 33.3%.
34-25, the Colonials leading the Terriers. It's been a good one after 20 minutes. Will the second 20 minutes be just as good? We'll find out here later on after halftime on the RMU Sports Network.
You said you have a problem with Colonial Sports Center. What's the issue?
I do have a little bit of a beef with the Sports Center. It's not that I don't like the anchors that are on there right now, but if you check out the guy that does the sports on RMU Live Tuesdays at 5:30, he is 10 times better than these two chums that sit up here week after week and blah, 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 blah. I mean, Liam and Mario, come on, what is that? Put this kid that's on the news. He just started on Tuesday. He's 10 times better. He's flawless. He's got everything down pat. These two blowhards up here, I don't know what they're talking about. So check out RMU Live Tuesdays at 5:30 and check out the kid on the sports. Stick him on Colonial Sports Center. That's Thursdays at 9:30. And it's a win-win situation.
Back here at the Sewell Center for this NEC matchup, Robert Morris Colonials are leading the St. Francis of New York Terriers 34-25. I'm Chris Paginski alongside Ed Albert. And Ed, it has been, well, a matchup that doesn't seem to know what it wants to be, whether it wants to be fast-paced or physical.
Yeah, really it has been, Chris. 34-25, it's just kind of been a close game. The Colonials, we talked to Coach Mike Rice before the game. Lanny had an interview with him and was not pleased with his team's play, with the fouls that were taken. And, you look at the score, it's still pretty close. The Colonials be able to pull away, be a much better game. But so far, nice up and down action, a very entertaining game for all parties.
Especially for the neutrals. And right now, it is Velton Jones with it. Inside the green, underneath the Nwigwe. Too much on it. And Rice, who we haven't seen since the opening minutes of this game, back in following early foul trouble. He picked up the rebound there. Now here's Ianni to Perunicic. Back out to Ianni. And now here is Bennett. Bennett inside to Rice. Rice unsure of where to go. He hands it off to Bennett. Bennett inside. Off the glass, no good. Back the other way come the Colonials. This is Nwigwe. Handing off to Jones. Jones stops and takes a bump for his trouble, but hits the jumper.
Gets that. went down kind of hard, but hopped right back up, Chris. Glad to see he's okay. That looked like that one could have hurt.
That is the first field goal of the evening for Jones. He has 5 points, 3 free throws, and that field goal you saw right there. Now, right now, here is Cadell. Here's Bennett. And it'll be a blocking foul in the Wigway. First foul of the second half. But that will, in fact, be the third for Messier. Now here's Bennett to Perunicic for 3. Too strong. Now here's Rice. Back out to Perunicic. This time he'll drive. Kick it back out to Cadell. Cadell.
Oh, nice block there by Green.
Green in the right place at the right time. Gets the hand up.
Yeah, he's able to use his height advantage over Cadell to force the turnover and then turn it the other way, and the Colonials draw the foul. That's Felton Jones. He'll head to the line.
So Jones heading back to the free throw line.
Take a look here at the replay of the foul, Chris, and there you see Felton Jones taking that foul as he goes down and gets a couple of shots here from the line.
Herman Rice picking up right where he left off. He has a foul now. That's 3 total for this game. He had 2 in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Jones with that one converts. Makes him now 4 for 5. Let's see if we can make it 5 for 6. Nope.
Curse of the commentator, but Green. Oh, and he is absolutely rejected by Rice. But here's Abraham trying to salvage it. He falls down, but he's able to get it off to Robinson. Robinson with the turnaround hook too high off the glass. And a fight for it. Last touched by the Colonials. So it'll be...
That's a ticky-tack call there. I thought it might have went off. I don't know if we can get another look at that one, but thought that might have been, still should have been the Colonial ball.
But taking it up court now is Bennett. To Ieni. Is Perunicic near side. On the other side, Cadell. Side to Ieni, and it'll be a foul on Jones. Second foul assessed to Felton Jones. Second team foul for the Colonials. It's 1 team foul so far for the Terriers. That one was picked up by Rice, who has the ball right now. Now here's Cadell to Bennett. Over to Cadell, far side, driving the baseline. Just off the side. Rice picking up the rebound, too high off the glass. Ball still bouncing around. Ieni putting it in.
Yeah, what a great play there by Ieni to be able to be right there in the paint and just outwork the Colonials to get that rebound. He wanted the ball more, and he got it and got the 2 points, 37-27, a 10-point game.
Robinson losing it. Up the other way quickly is Bennett. And drawing the foul underneath.
Oh, some pushing.
It's Cadell.
Refs step in quickly. You know, this is the kind of heated battle you see when you're going up against the conference opponent, especially when both teams fighting desperately for that top seed in the contest.
The Terriers a bit more anxious to get to that first seed, a bit more desperate, I should say, because they right now are in 3rd, and they've already lost to this Colonials team. So this one would put them in much better footing in the conference standings if they're able to come back and win this one. The Colonials, for the most part, control their own destiny.
Technical foul called. Take a look at another look here at this hometown pizza replay. You see afterwards, let's see. Oh, there you see Robinson has to be pushed back, and there's your cause for that technical. So into the game now for the Colonials, Josiah Whitehead and Brad Peel, as Dallas Green now also comes out of the game.
It's already the 4th team foul for the Colonials. We're not even 3 minutes into the half. Foul trouble in these kinds of games can be a very bad type of trouble to get into. Second free throw won't go. It is rebounded by Johnson. Now here is Jones, who will slow the pace. Felton Jones over to Russell Johnson, back to Jones, back to Johnson. Now here is Abraham to Johnson. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Abraham for three, and he drains it.
Wow, Chris. Starts over there behind the arc, makes the move, gets to the left side, and just sinks the three-pointer. What a beautiful play there by the freshman Karan Abraham.
Bennett into Johnson, nice dish.
Johnson quickly takes the win out of the Colonial sails, not letting them gain any momentum. Now 40-29. The Terriers trying to stay right with the Colonials and not give up too many more points. They're trying to get back into this one.
The Colonials working the perimeter. Johnson's shot too strong. Back the other way come the Terriers. With it now is Bennett. Bennett, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Jones. And that'll be Jones's third.
No, they're actually going to give that one to Johnson. Take a look at the replay, Chris. You'll see right here is Bennett with it now. Little bump to Jones, and then right there, they're going to call it on Johnson.
It seemed like an offensive foul, but one of the officials signaling for a block, so good to see if they got the call eventually.
But right now, Chris, it is our privilege to be joined now former RMU-TV and live sports broadcaster Brian Schmidt. Brian, it's great to have you.
It's nice to be back here on campus and see Robert Morris doing another good job out here. It's nice to see you guys again, too.
You know, Brian, you just graduated before. How's things going for you out there in real life?
You know, everyone says real life isn't the easiest, and I'm getting a first-hand experience of that right now. You know, it's hard to say, but you kind of start to miss this campus life. It's hard to believe.
So you came back for the team to see this basketball team play, and how do you think they're doing so far?
Well, actually, I came back to see you guys. You guys know I love you, and Josh up there in the truck and everything, all you guys. But no, you know, definitely came back to see a team. They definitely, the hard schedule that they started off the season with is definitely paying off here. You know, come conference play, and you know they always struggle first half of games. It always seems like Rice knows what to say in the locker room to come out the second half and put teams away. And hopefully that's what he can do today and continue being first place here in the conference.
Yeah, Brian, you know, you've done a lot of these basketball productions. You know a lot about this team. Anything really stuck out to you this season? Just go ahead, turn around, give a little look to camera two.
You know, it's just, I think this year it was losing Jimmy, that senior point guard. How will this team come together, and how will they be able to come about, you know, losing such a leader like that? And one thing that's really stuck out to me is the way the team has come together and really, you know, performed with him sitting over there on the bench, and we wish him the best of luck.
All right, well, Brian, you know, just thank you for being here as we get back now to our live game action. Thanks so much for being with us.
I see you guys, too. You guys take it easy.
All right, thanks, Brian.
All right, thanks,
Brian Schmidt, everybody.
And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming. That right now is the Colonials leading 40-29 against the Terriers. Now here's Gary Wallace. Wallace to Whitehead. Colonials working the perimeter. Abraham over to Wallace. Abraham with a fadeaway jumper as the shot clock winds off. And there's a foul called underneath.
Looks like Chris, our reporter Lanny Klein has got an update for us. Lanny, what do you got for us here?
Earlier in their game, Justin Newton for St. Francis go down with an injury. It looks like he will not be returning. He's sitting over there on the bench, ice on his knee, came out of the locker room on crutches, so it doesn't look like he will be returning. Back to you guys.
Thanks, just updating that. I know when we talked to you in the first half, wasn't looking good, and then after halftime he comes out, definitely out, and you can see that ice on the knee. Great stuff there. Thanks, Lanny. Appreciate it all night.
So if a comeback is to be mounted by the Terriers, they're going to have to do it without that man. And that can be quite difficult, but they have been able to deal with injuries all season long.
40-29 now, Chris. Still, got to see if the Colonials can put something together here quickly. Got to keep that lead. You can't let the Terriers creep back into it, because once they smell just the slightest bit of a chance, it could be all downhill for the Colonials. Got to stay strong here, keep up the intensity.
Just under 15 minutes to play, so still plenty of time to come back into this one. As Whitehead with a long jumper, and he sinks it.
Josiah Whitehead, Chris, with another two-pointer. Add that, make him now 4 for 5 from the field this evening.
Now with the ball, Akeem Bennett. Junior swingman over to Cadell. Here's Clark to Perunicic. Bennett. And it's hit over towards this direction, and
Coming
luckily
right for us.
The table took a bump, and
Thank
not
goodness
us.
for the battery chargers there, Chris, or you'd have gotten one right in the face.
I was more concerned about my beverage, as quite a few announcers can be. Now here's Perunicic rebounding, or inbounding right in front of us, into Bennett. Bennett driving hard, and as the shot clock winds down, the Colonials get it. Here's Nwigwe changing his shot in midair.
Brad Peel, Chris, right there, follows it up with Nwigwe and puts that one into the bucket, in for the bucket. What a beautiful play right there. Peel right on top of things.
Lead now up to 15, 44 to 29. It's Cadell. There's Clark. Perunicic back to Clark. Clark handing off to Cadell. And Cadell's pass finds its way out of bounds, leading to a turnover and the Colonials' ball. Five fouls for the Colonials, 4 currently for the Terriers. That's taking it up court is Jones to Nwigwe.
Yeah, sorry about the score, folks, right now. Went offline under that collision. When the ball came in, knocked our machine offline here, so just bear with us right now. The score is 46 to 29.
Brad Peel with
just
the
a
last
second
basket.
here while we get that repaired.
There's Cadell on the far side. Cadell needs a bit of help, Ianni with the screen, and now Ianni's got it. Ianni looked like he may have took an extra step, but here's Perunicic.
Oh.
His shot won't go. Clark fighting for it. Clark eventually winning the bat, or will he? And he eventually does, as Brad Peel drawn into taking the foul. As Ed currently dealing with some technical issues, because Ed Albert can also fix things from a technical aspect on the broadcasts.
Oh, wow. It was a nice pass inside there to Johnson. I thought the block was going to work there, but fortunately, going to call the Colonials with the foul.
12:36 to go. It will be the second for Peel. Now here's Johnson. First free throw is good.
All right, let's take another look here at the replay, Chris, of the foul. And there you see he got the pass in, and right there, the call on Peel for that block attempt got a little more of the arm than you can there, and so that's why you see Johnson at the line. Doesn't make that one, fortunately enough, though, but there's the rebound by Cadell.
Cadell in a forest there, trying to get it over those big guys. He can't, but he does draw another foul.
Looks like Whitehead's going to get called on that one.
It will, in fact, be Whitehead, his first.
He'll switch out for Dallas Green now.
Only the first for Whitehead, but notably the 8th for the Colonials. Still a lot of time to go, and they don't want to get themselves into early foul trouble.
Yeah, only a 16-point lead, and I mean, I say only, but still, you've seen the way the Terriers have played tonight. They have the ability to quickly strike back when their defense can really turn it on, and if they're able to shut down the Colonials and get free points from them, it could be a dangerous, dangerous scenario for Robert Morris.
Bennett picks up the first half of the 1-and-1. So he is awarded with a second. It's the lead down to 15.
Bennett now 2 for 5, looking to make it 3 for 6. And he does.
Lead down to 14, 46-32 in favor of the Colonials. Bit of backcourt pressure. Still loose though, but now double teaming on the sideline. And a timeout was called by Rice. So it's a move that you have to make to keep possession, but it's not one that you want to make.
Exactly. So they're going to move it to a full 60-second timeout here for the Colonials. Bring the chairs out on the court. I think Mike Rice actually may have wanted to take this for more reasons than just keeping possession. He's got the board out. He's going to diagram up a play here for his boys. See if he can't get them back in. He looks pretty fired up there on the bench.
He is a coach who can be animated and also quite vocal. But with the score 46-32, Colonials over Terriers, we will be right back here on the RMU Sports Network.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
My joints ache so bad, I wake up in pain every day. I want to know why.
I want to know why my hair is falling out. How did this happen?
How did this happen? A little pain in my knee. That's how it started.
That's how it started. This rash on my face, now it's like my body is attacking me. I want answers.
When you don't have the right answers, it may be time to ask your doctor the right question.
Could I have lupus?
As we come back here to the Sill Center, 46-32, the Colonials leading over the Terriers. The Colonial ball, 27 seconds to go on the shot clock following the timeout. As St. Francis trying to put the clamp on, trying to trap Robert Morris against the sideline. They've been playing full court on this past possession. They're going to try and cause some mistakes that can get them back into this game, but for the time being, the Colonials have it. And here is Velton Jones.
Oh, and they do call the offensive foul there on Jones. Make
That'll
that Jones
be his third. The third foul for number 3. It appears that he will stay in the game for the time being, though, with 12:02 to go. St. Francis already doing the ball rolling trick. Of course, for those of you who don't know, that somebody in the game has to touch the ball in order for the clock to start.
Oh, air ball. Oh, Karan Abraham nicely staying in bounds there after picking up that rebound. Brudicic just not able to get that ball even close.
The Wigway can't get the shot, but he will get the foul. As that will be the 5th foul. RMU has 9 already, so the next one will put them in the double penalty. That was the 3rd foul.
All right, Chris, let's take another look here at the foul real quick before we head to a break here. And there you see Nwegwe coming in there and the man going down. But we have to step aside right now. Your score, your Colonials 46, the St. Francis of New York Terriers 32 right here on the RMU Sports Network.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Getting ready to present Robert Morris Sports to the world can be pretty stressful, so we had to figure out a way to
calm everybody down.
You can just fill. We'll raise the levels on the VTR when you're done.
I think it's helped everyone around the office feel more relaxed.
Now, folks, stay tuned because up next is the top 5 plays of the week.
I don't see what's so weird about wanting to have the best possible show.
Seriously, though, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah, no problem, Gretchen. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime.
All right, welcome back here to the RMU Sports Network. Your Colonials right now ahead 46-32 over the St. Francis New York Terriers, 11:42 left. And right now we have an update from our field reporter, Lanny Klein. Lanny, what do you have for us over there?
Guys, over Robert Morris's latest 6-game win streak, they are absolutely dominating defensively, and we're getting a taste of that defense tonight as they have only given up 32 points with only 10 minutes remaining in the game. Back to you guys.
There you have it, Chris. The defense really stepping up here for the Colonials here late in the game, 11:42. Let's see if they can keep hanging on.
Nwigwe with unfortunate luck on that free throw. It has been a point that we've tried to drive home throughout this broadcast, and that is just how important defense is to this team and how much it is stressed by Mike Rice in practice and in his philosophy.
That it is, Chris, and you can see that Mike Rice is, visibly not happy with the team right now. And so, shore up that defensive posture, maybe get a little more things to go there as Cadell with the long 2.
Cadell's first field goal of the evening. This is, we'd like to mention once more, the 3rd leading scorer in the NEC, and that's the first twofer that he's hit all night.
So there you can see where the Colonials defense is doing a good job shutting down a player like Cadell, but still Coach Rice not happy.
And he's not going to be any happier after that as Bennett banks it off the glass. Now 47-36 in favor of the Colonials. Felton Jones slowing down the tempo. He has the ball now inside to Robinson, further inside to Green, and it falls.
Great play there by Green. He wasn't able to get the initial one to go, comes back, puts it back, and draws the foul as well. Clark comes into the game for Ianni.
Perunicic picking up his 3rd. So Green to complete the 3-point play and reach point number 50 for the Colonials. And he does. 50-36 Colonials leading. 10:42 to go. As St. Francis trying to save every bit of clock they can, still feeling that they can get back into this game. And it's certainly possible, the game not over yet, but the Colonials have been playing like a team that's at the top of the conference. And mistakes like that are not going to help a possible comeback.
That ball goes flying out of play, and our guy right on top of it, Brian Schmidt, grabs it out of midair, saves all the fans behind him. What a great grab by Brian Schmidt.
What a solid human, Brian Schmidt. As Green waiting, receiving a few words from Mike Rice. Jones running the point, gives to Abraham, to Nwigwe. Abraham trying to get behind the defense. Back to Velton Jones. Rob Robinson was in the corner, all the way back to the near side. Almost hard to keep track of who's got it, but here is Nwigwe for 3, and it's good.
Nwigwe with the 3-cola right there. Knocks it in, 53-36 now for your Colonials. See if they can keep this up.
Here's Bennett trying to make a man miss. Not exactly something that you come across very often in the sport, but decided to give it a go. Johnson. Back to Bennett. Here's Cadell. Long, long 3, and he drains it.
Cadell starting to get hot here as he makes that 3-pointer. We saw he had his first 2-pointer early on there in the second half here, so maybe things starting to turn the tide here for the Terriers.
Abraham feeds it to Nwigwe. Back out to Jones. Jones. Shot off the heel. Now back the other way. Here's Ianni.
And he's fouled.
And he appeared to slip as well, and now he's a bit slow getting up.
That'll go against Nwegwe, his third.
This
His
will
fourth,
actually be his
actually,
fourth.
sorry.
And that is, of course, a big difference with 9:06 to go.
Yeah, losing Nwegwe, a big part of the team here. Now he's going to have to come out. It looks like Colonials with 3 guys waiting to get back in. It looks like Rob's coming back in. Josiah Whitehead and Russell Johnson all look to be slated to come back in here for the Colonials.
INE hits the first.
It's Gary Wallace, sorry. Rob already out on the floor there.
INE going to try for the second. His team down 53-40. This would cut it to 12. Colonials in the double penalty.
He hits
Just 6 team fouls so far for St. Francis. So 1 more until they are in the singular penalty. Now here's Wallace. Off to Johnson. Abraham to Robinson.
Oh, baby. Rob Robinson just comes flying through the paint there. Almost like Superman, just flies right to the, oh, and then there's that block. Comes flying to the net, gets the ball to drop in, and then a nice block there for the Colonials. Bennett gets his own rebound.
That's kicked back out to Cadell. Cadell can't get it, and a player's down. He just got hit in the mouth.
I'm going to say that
Appears to be
Gary
Herman
Wallace
Rice.
got possession of it, stepped out, and so it'll go back to St. Francis, their ball. They'll get the inbound.
Herman Rice took a shot to the mouth. He appears to be all right. 8:36 to go, 55-41. And here is Rice.
And the foul.
It appears that that is Rice's first field goal of the evening. And indeed, first points.
It is. He was previously 0 for 1. So now 55-43, chance to make it 44. Take another look here at the replay. As he misses the foul shot, there you see where he gets the foul.
Gary Wallace on the point. His team up by 12 here with 8:18 to go. Johnson, ball goes out. Say it took a carom off of a Terrier, so it'll be inbounded with 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. But there will be a substitution. Brunicic coming in. He has 3 fouls, it should be noted, in favor of Richard Clark. And that was a bit of a mix-up, that inbounds pass. And
Saw Bennett streaking down there, Chris. Looked like he was going to come in and be able to score, and Gary Wallace just gets a little contact with him, and that'll draw the foul. So instead of getting a regular bucket attempt for Bennett, he'll only have to go to the line and hopefully won't convert. Although tonight he is 5 of 7, so we'll see how that goes.
So stepping up to the line, we'll see. We can cut into the lead has been 12 for about a minute, which is kind of hard to believe in this game. The score, one team has been scoring or the other, and the score has remained stagnant for a while.
Bennett on the year, a very good free throw percentage. He's hitting it at 70.1% for the year, making 101 of 144 coming into this game as he hits that one right there. And now we're looking at a 55-45, now down to a 10-point lead.
The ball game quietly getting closer. But for now, here's Whitehead to Abraham. Back to Wallace. Wallace. Abraham not sure what to do with it, gets it inside to Whitehead. Now here's Johnson. Johnson fouled. And this one looks like it will be going against Bennett.
Well, Chris, at 55-45 here with 7:50 left, we're going to take this opportunity to step aside here on the RMU Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Ron!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Welcome home, man.
Back at the Soul Center with the Colonials leading 55-45 over the St. Francis of New York Terriers. And at the line now is Johnson, who gets his first one.
Makes Russell Johnson's first attempt at the line tonight. Colonials here in the second half shooting 50% from field goal range and the three-point range.
And the lead back up to 12 as Johnson is able to sink both.
St. Francis only 33% here from the field goal range and only 1 for 5, 20% from three-point range. However, the Terriers are clicking away at a better free throw percentage at 66%, going 8 of 12 compared to the Colonials 3 for 5. Colonials, you know, that's obvious with the Colonials taking all those fouls.
Perunicic able to get around a few men, and then Ianni, who is open in the corner, not able to hit the three. And it's back the other way quickly for the Colonials. Abraham underneath and in. That's what happens whenever you don't get back quick enough against this Colonial squad. They make you pay for it. And now, Cadell gets it to Ianni. And there's a foul. It'll be the second foul assessed to Whitehead. Keep in mind, all fouls will lead to 2 shots from the foul line from here on out on the Colonials. First shot's good. Rice no stranger to fouls. He has 3 of them. Second shot no good, and the Colonials able to rebound it. Ultimately coming up with it is Velton Jones.
7:05 now, Chris, and Colonials just trying to, they're in that maintain mode right now. You know, with just under 7 minutes to play, just trying to keep this lead, not let the Terriers get back too close to them. And you see, that is really going to help the efforts of Josiah Whitehead.
Colonials breaking 60 with that one, 61-46. Bennett's shot won't roll in. And Wallace has it the other way for the Colonials. Wallace around Cadell and then drawing the foul. So the third foul on Akeem Bennett. As we are down to 6:33. So take another look at that.
hits it.
Wallace's first is good. His first trip to the line tonight. Mike Rice attempting to keep his men motivated in this one. Not quite out of the woods yet, but they are starting to pull away. The second shot, however, no good. And now here's Bennett. He has 3 fouls, but he's an important part of the team. So we'll see what he does here. Gets it to Cadell. Now off to Ianni. To Perunicic. Cadell. For 3. Too strong, but he's got a man underneath to rebound it. That's Johnson, who picks up the foul on the floor. Although it's basically irrelevant where he picks it up, he will shoot 2 regardless.
That's right, Chris. And you know, with this Colonials looking, you know, 62-46, now you got to think that part of the reason St. Francis is not able to play as well is because of, you know, maybe not being focused as much as they should have been, you know, not getting as much out of practices that they could have. And you see that could be possibly coming into play right now as you see Johnson at the line, and see if maybe they'll be able to correct that. As he airballs it. There you can see just not having that focus.
If it's any consolation to Johnson, he wasn't entirely an air ball. He did hit the bottom of the net.
Yeah, it's still pretty embarrassing.
We have to give credit where credit is due here on the RMU Sports
Still embarrassing,
Network.
Chris. You can't doubt that. Nice rebound by Robinson.
Bit more respectable, but still the score remains 62-46. Now here's Whitehead. Trying to just get it in there to Robinson. But
yeah, went off of Robinson's hand there and out of bounds, and so we'll change hands and go the other way.
Bennett's got it. To Johnson. They're going to have to make headway quickly, are the Terriers. Time winding down, 5:37 to go. Perunicic driving, and then a kick out long side. And then it's going to be Cadell, whose shot rattles out. Ball loose, picked up by the Colonials.
Chris, quickly, I don't know if we can go. We have Lanny Klein, our reporter's got an update for us real quick. Lanny, what do you got?
Robert Morris this year is averaging just over 7 steals a game, which is 4th in the NEC. And there's a big reason why they're winning this game tonight is they've been able to force a lot of steals and a lot of turnovers. Back to you guys.
Chris, there you have it.
And you just saw one of them. As the Colonials able to force turnovers, also able to pick up those oh-so-important defensive boards.
Yeah, and when you thought that the Terriers were going to be able to come back and get into it here, the Colonials went into lockdown mode and just started, you know, playing a little bit tougher brand of basketball maybe, but they were able to get back in there and get back to their game plan. It seemed like the Terriers threw them out of place for a little while there, and they were able to reel it back in, and now seems to be they're playing right back to their type of style, and it's noted on the scoreboard.
And that scoreboard reads 62-46. And the important figure is also the clock, which reads 5:17 remaining. So Velton Jones at the line to attempt to extend this lead. He will not with the first shot. Jones has been sort of quiet on the total points front. He has 6 so far. 4 for 6 from the line, though. Following that trip, 4 for 8. Now Bennett to Ianni. He wanted the 3, but he wouldn't take it. Perunicic will take that 3, though, and it will fall.
Chris, they were just able to work it to the open man right there. That's what it came down to, and Perunicic able to get over there on the left-hand side and open it up and get that 3-pointer to fall. 49 now for the Terriers.
Wallace in the corner to Abraham, and now Jones has it. Back to Abraham, who somehow found his way in the far corner. Could see him running all over the place. Here's Jones. to Abraham. Very long three, and he had to get that shot off in a hurry.
Violation.
And that will be a violation, as you said, Ed.
Nwegwe with his 4 fouls, going to check back into the game now for the Colonials as Velton Jones going to sit now with 4:26 left.
But the Terriers have to know that. Expect them to go more towards Nwegwe because he has to play more pensively now as Rice sets the screen. Now here's Ieni. Nwegwe is matched up on Perunicic right now. And Rice able to pull down that rebound and the foul.
Yeah, nice job there to be able to reach up and grab it. And then he eventually does draw the foul. So you see hard work now. St. Francis still trying to battle back into this one. They're not giving up hope yet, even though there is still just 4:13 left on the clock.
4:13 and a 13-point deficit. But Rice will have 2 shots here. First one is good.
Now 12-point deficit.
It was a very short rest for Velton Jones. He's back in. It'll be Gary Wallace who comes out. Now the lead down to 11, 62-51 with 4:13 to go. As Jones back at the point. Abraham. Now Jones has it back. Here's Nwegwe. Over to Jones. Abraham, Jones, Nwegwe.
Colonial's going to have to be very accurate on the shot they pick here. They can't allow it. And there he is. Velton Jones picks it. Can't allow the Terriers to come away with possession without getting points of our own.
I'd say that shot just accurate enough. Now here is Cadell. Cadell expected to be a big threat coming into this game, but he's proven to be mostly a non-factor, to tell the truth. Mike Rice knows that, as Bennett gets it taken off of him by Jones.
Mike Rice talking to Karan Abraham right now.
Nwegwe also within earshot. And there is Nwegwe. Faked it inside. Abraham's got it. Going to Rob. Now here's Abraham. And there's the 3 from Jones.
Green tried to rebound, but then Abraham able to get it as it kicks back out to the arc, and the Colonials will get another 35 to work with.
And that's
this clock.
That's perhaps the most important part of that.
Now they get another chance here, and you see St. Francis not really pressuring Velton Jones right now, just letting him sit as the shot clock now down to 15 seconds. 2:28 remaining in the game.
Another foul from the Terriers will put them in the double penalty. Wide open 3 from Abraham.
That's it. Karan Abraham took that earful from Mike Rice like a champ and goes over and hits a 3-pointer from the side of the arc there where he loves it.
Cadell.
Cadell answers with one of his own. Mike Rice still not happy with Karan Abraham, still giving him an earful.
So those shots canceling each other out. However, the score is 67-54 in favor of the Colonials.
Yeah, the Terriers take a timeout here. And Mike Rice really does not seem pleased with his team right now. You see the Terriers over on in their huddle trying to find something. They've got 2:04 to try and come back and make this a game. Right now, we're looking at a 12-point game. They're going to have to get something together quick if they're going to turn that into a tie.
Well, first things first, they're going to have to take the ball out of the Colonials' hands without them scoring.
Exactly.
And with 2:04 to go, the Colonials are going to play very conservatively with the ball. You saw exactly what they did in the last possession. You can expect more of the same. Inbounding the ball will be Russell Johnson, the redshirt freshman.
Excuse me, Chris, think we just heard over the PA that Mount St. Mary's has defeated Quinnipiac, and so that plays into the Colonials' hands quite nicely.
The Colonials will take the outright lead in the conference if they win this game.
There's a foul by Cadell on Mr. Nwegwe.
So Nwegwe has 4 fouls, but he just drew one there. And that will be the 3rd foul to Ricky Cadell. Just 1:57 to go in this one, 67-54. And there's a lot at stake for the Colonials, as we just mentioned. This win will give them the outright lead in the Northeast Conference.
That's right, Chris, and we'll see really how this game boils down to as we come back from the break. Right now, Colonials 67, the Terriers 54 here on the RMU Sports Network.
Takeout meals for just $12.99. Call them.
Sherry Pearson. You are the sole surviving heir of the King of Montanopolis, and you are now worth $45 million.
I'm rich! This can't be real.
Of course it's not real. Come on. Having money isn't about luck. Like that takeout meal. Cook at home instead, you can save thousands a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours? 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice? 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Ever think about buying a bigger place? Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy. How else will I get a better credit score? Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it. No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Kenya Johns, tapes operator. It's what I do, Colonial Sports Center.
I'm Jeremy Martin, graphics operator, and you're watching Colonial Sports Center.
It's gone now. There's no serious take now.
Chris Baginski, eye candy, Colonial Sports Center.
I'm Justin Luteran, and I'm not good enough for Josh Elsas. How's that?
I'm Josh Elsas, the producer, and you're watching Colonial Sports Center.
Yeah, you have a purple shirt.
Well,
Molly, you put that away. You put that away.
Confiscate that camera.
That got me kicked off air.
Hi, honestly, Mario, Sports Center Colonial Edition.
Oi!
I'm Justin Luteran, and I have facial hair. Yes. Take a good look.
Back here at the Sewell Center, and we want to mention the out-of-town result that we just received, which was that the Quinnipiac Bobcats fell to Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's was tied for 9th at the time, 3-6 in the conference, 6-14 overall, and Quinnipiac, their winning streak ending at 8 games.
Yeah, right there. That defeat. That's a great point to mention, Chris, as Mezier Nwegwe hits his first free throw, making it 68-54. 69-54. After that one.
You have to wonder how much the Terriers think they could actually still win this game, because now it is looking increasingly unlikely. Perunicic, though, will try his part.
Out.
And it's out of bounds.
Kind of mental mistakes you can't have here late in a game like this, especially when you're down looking to try and come back, and right there Rice just not able to control it, and it goes out of bounds and gives the Colonials free possession.
That's the problem when you're down by this much and time is running out. You can't think quickly enough.
That's right, Chris, and right there the Colonials with a mistake of their own, not able to control it with that press put on by the Terriers, and now the Terriers will get the ball right back.
Cadell will inbound. Gets it inside to Rice, hands it right back off to Cadell. Cadell looking for an open shot, muscling inside, and getting the roll. Now, 69-56, it's defense time.
Perunicic goes down hard, Chris, no call. with some contact there with Gary Wallace.
Now we prepare for the fouling game. So the fourth foul on Ianni.
Nwegwe back to the line.
Both teams double bonus or double penalty if you prefer. Nwegwe adding to the lead. It's now up to 70 to 56. And the second one also good. So 1:22 to go here. And that'll be a foul. Bennett drawing it. So the Colonials don't want to just let the Terriers score. That's evident by the fact that they are still picking up fouls.
Yes, exactly. You can clearly see that, and you know, Terriers just, I think it's too little too late at this point. You know, they tried to come back here, as you saw in the second half, but what they had done to themselves in the first half, the lead was too much to overcome, and the Colonials, just too much effort put in there towards the end of this half here and what was done in the first half, and they've just been able to hold on to that lead and not give it up.
Fair assumption to make, too little too late, as we now hit 60 seconds remaining in this game. Jones kicks it out. Now here's Abraham. Very long three, and in the NBA, that would also be worth 3.
It would, Chris. That's a very long one. Makes it now 74-56. Karan Abraham having himself a very pleasant evening.
And in the NBA, that would also count as a steal, as Felton Jones has it. It continues to milk the clock. There's about an 8-second difference between game clock and shot clock. So the Colonials will just wind the clock down. Take one more crack at it, then the game will pretty much be over. 74 to 56.
Felton Jones kicks it out.
And the Nwegwe shooting it.
Shot clock out of play now, Chris. 5 seconds left, and the Colonials gonna put away a very nice victory right here, 74-56.
Well, Mike Rice does not appear to be the man who would laugh very often, especially during a game. But right now, the Colonials are top of the league, having a laugh, following this victory and the loss of the Quinnipiac Bobcats to Mount St. Mary's. Your final score here from Moon Township, PA, your Colonials 74, the Terriers 56.
Yeah, Chris, it was such a great game this evening. You know, the Colonials came out here tonight, and you saw them put together what you could say is a quality victory, you know, beating the third-ranked team in the conference. They see Quinnipiac fall. They get to come up on top now, be up on there all by themselves. There you see right there the injured man, Justin Newton, who fell out early. But Colonials, you know, got to be feeling good about themselves after this one, after they were able to put together, you know, a very nice victory. Conference victory is what counts.
And this conference victory mattering more than most. The Colonials now sole leaders.
So we get in our final stats here, Chris, from the end of the game. Take a quick glance down here. You see the top point getter for St. Francis was Hakeem Bennett with 14 for your Colonials. How about Karan Abraham? 23 points. Goes 6 for 6, perfect from the free throw line. 5 for 7 from three-point range and 6 for 9 from field goal range. Great evening for him.
St. Francis, not an easy opponent, but Karan Abraham able to get over 11 points above his average, 23 compared to his average of 12.4. He was also force on the boards, picking up 4 rebounds instead of his usual 2.2.
Yeah, after the Colonials done with some team activities here, we're going to have our own reporter, Lanny Klein, going to try for an interview here with Mr. Karan Abraham himself, that top point getter. And Chris, I mean, enough can't be said about the play tonight of Karan Abraham. You know, we talked about him early on in the game, being that freshman and, you know, coming in and having some great leadership, and it's been it's great stuff.
Josiah Whitehead and Mezi Nwigwe were both tied for second in total points. They each had 10, a solid evening for both of them as well. So a bit of that experience, getting points, as well, of course, as the youth, such as Karan Abraham, who just walked past our broadcast position.
Yeah, Mr. Abraham pumped up about it, comes over, gives us a fist bump, and now he's with our own Lanny Klein. Lanny, tell us how Karan's feeling after this victory.
All right, Karan, 23 points tonight, leading scorer. How do you feel?
I was in a slump for a couple games, so I wanted to come out and be aggressive this game, and the shots was falling. I was being confident and played great defense. So I'm just happy. Got to win.
You guys are currently on a 7-game winning streak atop the conference. Does that mean anything to you guys? Do you guys try not to think about that?
No, it doesn't mean anything because the next game is the most important game, and we have to continue to win to get home court advantage throughout the NEC tournament. So that's our main concern: playing defense and winning games. That's it.
All right, now your next game's against St. Francis, PA. What do you guys have to do in order to beat them?
Defend, rebound, and no turnovers. No second chance points. No, the ugly three is second chance points, free throws, and turnovers.
All right, thanks, Karan.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh, Karan already out of there. I was going to see if we could tonight. That was one of the things Chris and I were able to talk about a lot during the broadcast here, Chris, was, you know, it's not very characteristic of this Colonial team. And, you know, you could see from much of the way Mike Rice was acting about not being happy with foul trouble. Mezi Nwigwe with 4 this evening.
They were playing more of their game in the first half, Ed. It was really the second half whenever the foul trouble started to lurk on the Colonials. But as you could see, it didn't really have all that much of an effect. It's just something that you want to see them rectify, because if you face a team that is able to keep it much closer than the Terriers were able to do, then it could really come back to haunt you.
It could, Chris. See, now, this is a nice thing about the Colonials. All the kids out on the court here is they'll turn around and address here. I see the big man up there, Ray Zapparoni. He's looking on here. But, Chris, it was just a great production here for everybody here. I just got to say thanks to all the people behind the scenes, all the help we get from Moon Access and RMU Academic Media Center. A great production, again, put on here today from all aspects.
Yes, and I believe it was Josh Elsass's maiden voyage when it comes down to producing live sports. I'd say he did a very good job. And I also say that everybody else behind the scenes did fine work. And you yourself, this is your first basketball production here at RMU.
Well,
you did it back for the Plum Mustangs,
that's right.
which, well,
your first shot at play-by-play, I believe, here, right? Here?
Yeah, first time I've done play-by-play since
the
2
Gateway
years ago.
Gator days,
Gateway
right?
Gators. And
yeah, and how about, enough can't be said about sideline reporter Lanny Klein giving his first crack at it, doing a wonderful job for us this evening. But I think it's time for us to wrap up ship here, you know. Final score 74-56 for right here at the Charles L. Sewell Center. For Chris Baginski, I'm Ed Albert, Lanny Klein, all the people behind the scenes. I'm Ed Albert. Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.